With macroeconomic data coming in this week, it could be a very big week for not just the crypto market, but XRP specifically. Now, we're hoping we might get these ETF listings come through as well, but while the government shut down, which is now heading into its 19th day, this could be a thing of the future. But let's break down what's going on, more importantly, some price predictions and what can we expect for the price of XRP this week. Go ahead, smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the crypto market. With that being said, let's get into it. So 18 days, 19 hours and counting since the government shut down, and we were hoping that this man would get us those SEC approvals. Paul Atkins, the man with the plan to certainly give us those ETF listings for XRP. Remember, we should have already had the Grayscale XRP ETF, which should have gone live October the 18th, followed by 21 shares, Bitwise, Canary Capital, Wisdom Tree, and Franklin Templeton heading into November. Now, obviously, we have had none of these while the government is shut down, even though there was rumors that these had already been agreed. But if we were to get the government back open again, maybe these get pushed through pretty quickly. Hopefully, this could be the thing on a big week where we're going to get CPI data and everything else. So what is going on from a macro sentiment, and how bullish is this for the market? Well, total options volume is now increasing. Retail options volume is skyrocketing as well. People are looking to hedge this market more than ever before. Maybe they believe something good's coming. Maybe the government reopening could be the catalyst that everybody needs, or maybe the macroeconomic data that's coming this week could be incredibly bullish. When you look at in terms of Wall Street allocation into gold or cryptocurrency, actually these two numbers are significantly lower than I think many people are saying. Gold, for example, 39% will be in there, but cryptocurrency still with a whopping 0.4%. 76% of Wall Street traders simply have no exposure whatsoever to the crypto market. Why, you may ask? Well, I believe they're all waiting for these ETF listings, as well as more macro data suggests the market's actually okay. Remember, US debt actually hit a skyrocketing or eye-watering, depending on how you look at it, 37.6 trillion, and it continues to increase every single month. That way, cryptocurrency may be the way forward for paying that debt off, or more importantly, just hedging against the US dollar decline. This is why I think we need to get institutional inflows. Remember, ETFs for Bitcoin have been absolutely skyrocketing for the last 2 years, well over $1 trillion. So when we look at what does market sentiment feel like, Wall Street aren't really doing much at the minute. Yes, options are going up, but they're not really doing anything. However, when you look at hyperliquids, long and short traders, the sentiment right now is, well, long. People are certainly feeling a bit more bullish with a nearly 3-to-1 ratio to the upside. And actually, we see 55% of that bullish sentiment sitting with XRP. People believe XRP is going to go up. And actually, when you look at those wallets with over 10,000 XRP, guess what? They've been buying even more. This is a continuous uptrend and, almost importantly, a consistent buying pressure. This, with the acquisition of G Treasury, which we talked about, kind of paints a pretty bullish picture. And when you look at some potential price predictions, well, options spiking signal massive altcoin rotations from Bitcoin and Ethereum to XRP and Solana. Yes, we may get a little bit more into some of the other altcoins, but the fact of the matter here is everybody is turning bullish, and they're turning bullish on XRP. Positive reading means traders are paying more attention for calls and looking for the upside momentum that's going to come. The weekend certainly paved a more bullish outlook, and actually futures have now gone green. So this is going to be key to see where we walk through over the course of the next 24 hours. Yes, a lot depends on the government. Yes, a lot depends on some of this sentiment, but right now, bullish sentiment sits with the market on the back of obviously that huge liquidation event that we've seen. Options are flashing green, sentiment's there, and even Jake Clever himself is telling us we're going to $750 on XRP by the end of this year. I mean, that's going to be pretty bullish. But reality is that Ripple USD price forecasts are stabilizing, with the expectation of holding that $2.40 and $3.60 certainly could be the next big build. Liquidity is coming, capital's flowing back into the market, and well, sentiment just feels a little bit better. I know what you're saying. Too-bit, everyone's saying the market's over and crypto Twitter says XRP is a scam. That's fine. Remember, lots of time you should be buying the fear. Warren Buffett, again, once said, when the markets are fearful, you absolutely should be greedy. Now, I'm not telling you to go and sell your house and rotate yourself into crypto right now, but this is worth seeing how this week plays out. I think it's going to be a pretty volatile week, but expectations are that macro data is going to play in our favor. And when markets reopen and the governments start to trade, then we could absolutely see rotations of capital like never before. And remember, 76% of Wall Street aren't even in the market. What happens when we get a further 21 ETFs for XRP, in which we get 3 and 5x leverage Bitcoin ETFs? Wall Street may come flocking like never before. Why? They get exposure to Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then XRP, Solana, AVAX, and many, many others. This is a big week for the markets. We do need the government to open back up again, and I think once we do, we will see these ETFs skyrocket through, and therefore I believe we are certainly in for a more bullish momentum when it comes to the price of XRP. Holding up over 239 over the weekend is actually a pretty good marker, and like I said, momentum feels like it's going in the right direction. Could we be about to see a bullish reversal? Well, let's hope so, but as always, I'm going to keep you guys totally locked in for this market. So smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.